Hey, it's Keith Dunn. Tabletop coffee. What do you think about when you're around other people and, they say something harsh to you or something's going on and they just seem to be mean? And then you have the opportunity to either lash out at them or to find grace and try to be empathetic and think through their situation. And I was thinking about this today on how to represent that. And I was thinking when I was at the beach just a few months ago, and I'm sitting on the beach and I'm in the sand, and it's just a beautiful day, and we have this big covered canopy that shades us, and it feels good, and there's a little breeze but nothing horrible, but it makes the day really bearable when it's 85 degrees outside. It was just a perfect day to me. But then you look out on the ocean and you see out in the distance, and there's a ship, and they could be experiencing high winds or turbulence. They could be experiencing problems on their boat. They could be having some other issues going on that we can't even see and we can't even fathom because we are in a more stable environment. Well, isn't that true in life too? I mean, I think about all the times that you have something going on and it's really, really bothering you, or maybe someone has died, or you've gone through a problem at work, or somebody in your home is sick, and you're going through your day and you're putting a smile on your face the best that you can, but sometimes somebody might say something to you that you're already here and you just can't take that one more thing, and you say something that you shouldn't say. Well, flip that, think about that from the other side with people, and what's the best way to do that? How can we be more empathetic, and how should we be towards other people even when we have no idea what they're going through? So anyway, Chuck, that's my thought. Let's talk about it.
Good evening, everybody. I am Chuck Rogers, licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist
And I am Keith Dunn, and I'm a network engineer.
extraordinaire. And together we are Tabletop Coffee, where we talk about how to do life, do it well, being bold.
And never, ever bitter.
What's been on your mind?
Man, I tell you what, I had a lot going on in my mind in my car today.
Oh, cool. I like it. You sent the video to me, and I think it's wonderful.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts behind all of that?
Well, I do actually have some thoughts. I deal with it personally, of course, but then I deal with it professionally. When you've got somebody who is struggling and you run into them, I think it presents a danger and an opportunity.
Sure.
Yeah, a danger to kind of go downhill, or it could be an opportunity for you to do it well and grow as a person. So I think one of the things that you can do when you run into somebody who's struggling and being less than helpful, or maybe being really difficult, like road rage is one.
Yeah, that is a tough one too.
Yeah, or my clients will struggle oftentimes with how to deal with road rage, and so we have to come up with strategies. Or like you mentioned, I think in the video in the car, the difficult waitress maybe who's being less than helpful.
Right. You have somebody like that and you're just not sure how to respond, and do you tip them? I mean, you get to have all these thoughts that go through your mind. So how do you deal with all of that?
Well, I think one thing to do is true blue empathy. Just to really work hard to put yourself in their spot and feel what it's like to walk in their moccasins and feel the pebbles in their shoes, or put their glasses on and see what the world looks like, through their glasses.
Sure. Well, one thing I was thinking about in the video that I was recording, and when I was talking about being on the beach and then the ship is out on the ocean, it looks fine from here. It's a mile out or 2 miles out, and you have no idea what's going on.
Mm-mm.
So the same thing is true when you're dealing with somebody with road rage. You're not there being able to see them and be present with them, but somebody like, a waitress or a waiter, you're able to see their countenance and get a feeling of where they are, and they may have just had a horrible day.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
No, so I would say put yourself in their position, and then secondly, akin to that would be able to ask yourself, I wonder what's going through, what's going on in their world, what it's truly like for them.
Yeah, and I have that happen quite often where I've gone in and I've had bad service and things have gone on, and I'm like, that's just terrible. But I try to always put myself in their shoes, and I always tip them regardless of how bad they've been.
Wow, that's nice.
But I think, oh man, what if they just had a terrible time, and what can I do to better their day?
Yeah, make a difference.
It's not going to help them if I were to say, well, you don't get a tip. 0. That just makes them more upset.
Yeah, I don't. I always tip.
Yeah, and I do too.
I know you do too.
Yeah, I absolutely do.
And I think the other thing that maybe we can talk about doing is you can also look at it from a competitive standpoint.
Okay.
Where, if you're really working on it, taking care of your attitude, and you're really maybe working hard on not losing your cool or not becoming inappropriately angry.
Right.
Because it really hurts you and hurts your atmosphere around you.
Yes, it
and
does.
The people who are in that atmosphere, is to kind of make it a competition and say, all right, here's an opportunity for me to be awesome. I'm way too awesome to respond poorly. And just see what you can do, how well you can respond against that negativity that's coming at you, and make it a game.
That's a really, really good idea. And I think that that's something that we can all learn from. So if you run into somebody difficult, make it a game. And we actually talked about that once in one of the other difficult people videos that we recorded a number of months ago. So be sure and check out the 2 videos that we put out on dealing with difficult people.
Yeah. And I think the third thing, and I know that this is true for you and me, it's not the same for everybody, but we make it an act of worship too. It's kind of like, I'm being mistreated, so here you go, God. This one's for you. I'm going to respond well.
That's
and
right.
Create it as really investing and make it an act of worship at the time. So there you go. There's some ideas on how to deal with people who are being less than great.
That's great. So when you see that ship out to sea, just realize something can be going on and do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you like our content, please go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell so that you're notified of future episodes.
Yeah, and be sure to like it and share it with your friends.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.
Until next time.